Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Wow, 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 wow.
Metaphiles 5.
Hell yeah.
You can no longer, after this one, hold the amount of Metaphiles episodes there are in one hand after this.
Sure.
I mean, you could if you're looking at it on your phone.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a whole can of worms you're talking about there. That's a whole episode.
Yeah.
How many podcast episodes can you hold in your hand?
I'm going to write it down.
Maybe next week.
I am Zach Caffrey. With me, as always, is Jason Ford. This is Metaphiles, the podcast that talks to you. And this week, we have chosen
a very important topic.
I think it's going to be our most hard-hitting.
It's going to be on the mind. It's even, are you going to say hard-hitting journalism?
Yeah, this is definitely investigative. Frost Nixon.
Frost Nixon.
That's the Watergate. Look, we can't tease. Oh, Frost Nixon.
What'd you say? He's on a swivel.
He is not a crook.
Fuck you say to me? Fuck you say to me?
Nothing. Jesus. I don't think I like this sidekick.
Melt your ass,
dude.
Sorry.
He's a rough sidekick. This is gonna be trouble. I'm missing that cow right now. I never thought I'd say that. Look, let's not tease the people any further. Those who didn't just already look at the name of it. Whoops. This week, all hour, we're talking Ziploc bags.
Ziploc bags.
What do we use them for? Who uses them? Why do they use them? We're going to cover all of it.
That's right.
And just real quick before we do that, I'm going to do a lot of preamble of this show, but I did send the second in the line of the t-shirts to the printer. I just want to address it because I'm sure people are distracted trying to say, oh, which one is it? It's one that was supposed to be an image, but I sent the description of the image. I thought they would print the image for me, but they just printed the description itself. Jay, you want to read that? It's upside down for me.
It's a brain, but the brain is butt cheeks, and it's farting up into the sky like a mushroom cloud that says Metaphiles.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be that, but instead it just says that.
So if you see this t-shirt, just try to picture it.
Yeah, just as you're looking at the t-shirt, imagine what the t-shirt is. Because I already did pay for this one. And it's...
I feel like we're 0 for 2 as far as the t-shirts go.
That we've made 2.
And they just haven't worked out.
Oh, the first one was words, and it said words.
It was supposed to be an image as well, right? It was a stopgap shirt, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it said, my barley accountant baked the books.
That's right, yeah.
Which is
going to be the shirt. But
you
it
could
just
have,
wasn't like...
If I can figure out how to make them know that when I tell them what is on the shirt, they put what is on and not what I said.
Maybe go down to their office and illustrate it for them.
I think it's in Japan or something. I don't even know. It's a lot of... I can't read it.
Well, we got to get these fucking shirts because these lawsuits are happening.
Yes. And, I mean, it is a shirt.
But are people going to pay the amount of money that we need them to pay so we can cover our ass? Kind of stressing out about it.
Yeah. Let's just talk about Ziploc bags and let's just clear our minds.
All right.
Just because people might not know this about you and me, but there's nothing that relaxes us more than freshness.
I wake up fresh, I go to bed fresh.
Yeah, and I'm fresh just in the middle.
You got a fresh window.
Yeah. And you know what
Okay.
may or may not have a fresh window? Ziploc bags. We're going to find out. And in fact, we're going to test one of the uses of Ziploc bag right now. I happen to have one here with me.
And that's the first time it's been opened, correct?
Oh, that is fresh out of the box. Yes, you can hear the...
That's fresh.
And I'm going to see if Ziploc bag can keep material fresh. I'm going to write a joke down, I'm going to fold it up, and I'm going to put it in the Ziploc bag, and at the end of the show, we'll open it up, and we'll see, can Ziploc bag keep material fresh? So I'm going to write the joke down.
I just feel like it needs to be longer than that, because
The
jokes
joke?
Jokes don't lose their punch within an hour.
We'll see.
You're gonna have to write a very time-sensitive joke, chronologically sensitive. Yuck.
Okay.
We don't want stale yucks around here.
No. When you and I are out there on the fields rustling up them yucks, we get them.
Ha! Get in there!
Hee-haw!
Get in there!
Hee-haw, ha, 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 ha.
Get in that yuck corral.
Alright, so I am folding up the joke, and we will find out.
Hold on. Let me just real quick.
Oh. Smelling it to make sure it's not a fake joke.
Checks out.
Okay, and we're going to put it in the bag.
Yeah, you gotta get the air out, or else the Ziploc bag don't work. There's air in there. Like on TV shows or movies about mummies, they always open the tomb and it goes, and you're like, that's spooky.
That's spooky, and you know that that mummy was not Ziplocked when that happens.
Can you imagine going through all that shit? Just some really great guy has to hang out in a pyramid for as long as possible for whatever reason. So they embalm him.
The mummy is a great guy?
I mean, I'm not gonna have a damn pyramid for my gravestone.
Hey, man. Don't sell yourself short.
Well, at any rate, my point is that they could have just stuck him in a Ziploc and said the eulogy and been out in time for brunch.
Was brunch invented by the Egyptians?
Cavemen.
Yeah.
They were probably like, normally we have a gazelle for breakfast and a tortoise.
Yeah. But the sun is there, and I'm peckish. A tortoise.
Tortoise soup. If I was a caveman, I'd be tearing that up. Yeah, and they were probably like, this is between our normal kills.
Yeah.
But
Just
they didn't
feeling
have
a little
mimosas.
peckish. Spare tortoise around. They didn't call it brunch. They probably called it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I would talk mummies all day, but I think that is a separate episode.
Put a pin in it.
Let's talk Ziploc. And we'll start, of course, with you and I, as we always do. What is the last thing you took out of and or put into a Ziploc bag, other than this joke for me?
A red onion. I was making a delicious garden salad. Chopping it up into rings. And I threw it in a Ziploc, put it back in my fridge. I'm going to enjoy it for years to come. Hopefully.
The onion.
Yeah.
Years to come. I mean,
we'll see.
We'll see. I think we don't know yet where we come down. Ziploc, yes. Ziploc, no. And I think the onion is going to determine it. So stick with us, audience.
We're gonna peel back the layers.
Beautiful.
Thanks, man. So what's the last thing you put in a Ziploc bag? Took out of a Ziploc bag.
Took out, chopped. I'm gonna say a chunk off, and maybe that's a clue. What do you think? What do you think it was that I chopped a chunk off?
A hunk of cheese. You had a hankering for a hunk of cheese.
You are correct, and it was a cheddar.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna ask you if you're going to the cheddar aisle of your grocer. How sharp is it gonna be?
Sharp as possible.
The only correct answer.
Sharp as possible.
Extra. XXXXXXX.
Okay, pick it off the shelf. Ooh.
Yes.
I can't eat cheddar too much though because it makes me shit bricks. It just really sucks 'cause I like cheddar. I keep all my cheddar in a Swiss bank account. Boing. Feels good. That was an early rust poll, dang.
It was.
It's gonna be a good night.
Do you want to do the rest of that? You keep your cheddar in a Swiss bank account.
Oh, yeah. And because of that, people think I'm up to no Gouda. They think I'm a monster.
Yeah. But you don't need their Parmesan.
I don't need nobody's Parmesan. Put my cheddar in Swiss bank account. That's it. That's all the cheese jokes I think we got tonight.
For now. Maybe we come back to it.
I mean, when it comes to cheese jokes, I'm a whiz. But.
And we both have velvet podcasting voices. They're like velvet.
The podcast voice between the metaphors is like a velvet.
Come home, you gotta have some velvet. You don't eat no more, you gotta have a velvet. That's what the people who make Velveeta want us to think is happening, right? That's why they called it that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they'll think it's Italian.
They'll just say it and they'll get hungry for cheese, which I am.
I am too. I wish I had just brought that hunk of cheddar down here. We could be snacking.
I got a hankering.
It'd be nice if we could be doing the podcast and then also have a nice little like charcuterie plate, you know? Why not? Don't we deserve it?
I think that's a damn good idea. That should be our new thing. We just eat every episode. We have like chili cheese fries,
smoked meats, olives.
Yeah.
Where do you fall on the olive?
Love olives.
Yeah, every kind, right?
Yeah, I mean, I won't pick a black olive out of a jar and eat it. I might out of a Ziploc bag. But they're good on pizzas and Greek salads and shit. But green olives, I'll eat them by the fistful with little pimentos in there.
Oh yeah, or I like the ones that have a little pickled garlic stuffed in there.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. And that's something you don't have to put in a Ziploc bag because it's salted and preserved in that way. So that's something. I mean,
you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Could you?
Sure, you could. That's the question we're asking here in segment number 1. What can you put?
What can you? And
in a Ziploc bag.
What can't you?
You can't put college debt into a Ziploc bag. Save it for later. You can't do that.
No. Based on my research, you cannot put breast milk in a Ziploc bag.
Explains a lot about me. So what? Because the plastic does something to it, pasteurizes it or something.
You know what happened was
pasteurizes it.
I looked it up and I saw that, and for a second I tried to get the straight dope on it, and I was having trouble, and I decided we're not gonna really talk about breast milk that in depth on this episode.
I think it's gonna have to be an episode.
I think it
Put
will.
a pin in it.
I think it will be probably every episode moving forward.
Breastmilk-Cheeses.
I would.
Okay. Oh yeah. I mean, anyways.
Yeah, separate episode. Here's some things that Google says you can put in a Ziploc bag, Jay.
Hit me.
And then we'll go on for some of our own ideas. But
what?
Oh my God, this guy. I wish I
Don't
had.
talk about me, fucker.
I wish I had a Ziploc bag to just.
You can put a snowman in a Ziploc bag. Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
He would like it in there because he would stay cold. Okay, here's some things that Google says yes to Ziplocking. Food. Small parts. Pills.
Mm-hmm.
Writing implements and crayons.
Ooh. A little redundant there, but
Yep.
okay.
And small collectibles. That's what Google said that you can use them for.
Just like you show up at the Antiques Roadshow with a Ziploc bag. This belonged to my aunt. It's Breastmilk-Cheese from my cousin. What? Well, we're saving that?
No, you can't.
Oh, that's right. Well, what if it's in cheese form?
Oh, you know what? I didn't Google enough.
Google right now, if you make cheese out of breast milk, can you store it in a Ziploc bag?
0 results found.
Huh. Thanks, Siri.
Is Siri? Yeah.
Bah. You can't
Yes.
put Siri into a Ziploc bag. Well, you can. You can put your phone into a Ziploc bag.
You can't put baby in a corner, and you can't put Siri in a Ziploc bag. Yeah.
What else you got?
That's all I got on cans and can'ts. I do know from personal experience you cannot use a Ziploc bag as a face mask. Can't do it.
You've tried that.
Yeah. I fell asleep right away. Deep
Well, you
sleep.
didn't get anybody sick. I know that much.
I got a little sick. Into the bag.
Yikes. How about, you heard about people using... I think you use it for a condom. They make the double sealed. So you can use it for a condom. Yeah.
Mm.
You just gotta get the air out first, like I was saying. That's crucial. But it's got the double seal, and then you're golden.
Yeah. I think maybe... Okay, yeah. This would be a good moment for this, I think. I found an article that was too long to translate from phone to notebook. Sorry.
Sorry.
Notebook lovers. Oh, should Metaphiles sell official notebooks? Oh, yeah. I guess concentrate on the t-shirt game for
We're
now.
having enough trouble with merch, as it is.
If we did, it would be a notebook that the front of it just said notebook on it.
That's all of them.
But it's this one. Here's an article I found, Jay, and I'm going to just read you the whole thing because it's not very long. This is called "You've Been Closing Ziploc Bags All Wrong." This article is so aggressive.
Whoever wrote it, I want to punch him in the face immediately, right now.
I'm
I
not
don't
going
need
to
to
say
hear
their
it. I
name
wanna
because I
punch
feel
him in
like
the
our
face.
fan base is just going to send hate mail to this person.
Are they Canadian?
It's looking pretty German to me, the name, which kind of goes with... But I'm not going to do it in a German accent. I'm just going to read it to you. And just, this is so aggressive, but also it ends in a way that you would not expect.
Huh.
Sorry to have to tell you this, but it seems you've been closing Ziploc bags wrong this whole time. Simply zipping it up and trying to squeeze the air out with your hands isn't enough because the air that gets left in the bag takes up space in your fridge and means the food doesn't stay fresh.
What?
But closing a Ziploc bag the right way is a life hack that will make you wonder how you were so wrong for so long.
I'm sure. I'm fucking sure. Wow.
Okay. Here are the tips. Number 1, don't do what you usually do. People usually blah, 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 blah. Just reiterating. Number 2, now simply put your delicious food in the bag and seal it most of the way, leaving a small gap. And step 3, here's where it takes a weird turn, Jay. The next step is to put your mouth over the little gap you've left in the top of the bag
Oh my God.
and...
Suck out the fucking air?
But listen, I quote, "Put your mouth over the little gap you've left in the top of the bag and getting intimate with it. Suck until you've sucked all the air out of the bag.
Hey, Jason, this breast milk cheese tastes like cigarettes.
Did you get intimate with it?
What the fuck, man?
I appreciate it because it's so fresh.
Can I tell you something, though? I'm probably going to start doing that.
Well, I mean, it is a life hack.
Maybe we should do it for that joke there. Because now it's like... I guess...
You want to set a little mood music since I'm going to be getting intimate? Little gap.
Cool.
I need a minute.
Yeah. You want a cigarette? Oh.
Yeah. So
You can't put your romantic partner into a Ziploc bag.
no, unless you're one of those people that's in love with an inanimate object like a small collectible. You ever see that clip where the lady wants to be married to the Golden Gate Bridge, I think it is? That's the one in San Francisco, right? The red one?
Yeah, I think she could have done better.
Yeah. George Washington, baby.
Yeah. Golden Gate.
She's really settling.
Yeah. Only gates.
Is that
the
website
bridges.
that she would go on to? Only Gates?
Only bridges, yeah.
Only bridges. Where you get to really see them cables.
She was brought up on Ziplocked breast milk for certain.
I love that. I don't know what to do with it, but I fucking love that. Hey, when you were a kid, you drink Ziploc breast milk? That's like an insult for.
She probably
the
didn't even
modern
suck
era.
the air out of it getting intimate with it, did she? Oh man. Yeah, you didn't. You never had a chance. You're all fucked up. You was born like that. Yeah. So.
Do you know that I went to elementary school right next door to a plastics factory?
Really?
And I won't say that there were a lot of kind of fucked up kids in my school, but there weren't none.
There was something in the air for sure.
Yeah, and now I do this, so.
Fast forward to present day, we've written something on a piece of paper and put it into a Ziploc bag.
That I, mimed making out with.
Yeah.
Intensely mimed. I went there in my mind. I mimed in my mind.
You should have been homeschooled like me.
Mm.
Safely away from many industrial infederances.
Mm. There was a day where we were at school and the plastics factory caught on fire and they had to evacuate us from the school. And I was later told that had the wind been blowing east instead of west or whatever, all them kids is dead, including me. And the teachers, too.
You owe your life to the wind direction. Wow.
Yeah. And that's why... Ooh.
It's an origin story here.
Yeah. That's why I breathe wind every day as a tribute.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah. Episode 5 of a podcast.
If I'm so fucked up from going to a school next to a plastic factory, would I be on the 5th episode of a hugely successful podcast with its own t-shirts?
With its own 2 t-shirts that are almost there. And an episode about breast milk on the way.
In the hopper.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's the end of segment 1. And I don't think we have left anything undone or unsaid or unzipped.
Well, let's get one more. Let's each name one more thing that you can put into a Ziploc bag.
Okay. Your hand. Close it up in your hand and pretend that you're going to put your hand in the refrigerator.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool way to live.
Awesome.
I'm going to go with drugs.
Well, Google
drugs.
did tell us pills, but I guess pills. Some pills is drugs, but not all drugs are pills. It's like square and rectangle.
T-shirt. Some pills is drugs, but not all pills are drugs. Some are square and rectangle.
And thank you for saying it in my intentionally incorrect
Some
grammar.
pills is drugs.
Some pills is drugs. Plastic factory. No, I did it on purpose.
I would like to bring up one more thing. As a matter of fact, before we end this segment, I received a letter, a digital letter. Let me just check it out.
Is this a missive from a fan?
Yeah. Okay. It's about Leia Players. Dear Metaphiles podcast, the best part of your podcast is Leia Players. I fast forward through the rest of that shit,
It's in the first 20 minutes.
and I listen to Leia Players. Jason's ideas are better than Zach's or anyone else that has a podcast. And if that stops happening, that segment, that's what they meant, I will stop listening and I'll never buy a damn t-shirt. Love. And preserve their anonymity. So clearly...
Well, I was about to say, like, if they don't listen to the rest, then fuck them. But if they're going to buy a t-shirt...
we don't want to lose fans.
Well, they're a fan of you. It means nothing to me, but I do want them to buy a t-shirt, so...
Okay.
So, fuck. Alright. Do it.
Welcome to Leia Players, the podcast that talks to you about better possible podcasts. Because there's a world of uncasted pods floating out there in the ether. I think one such podcast that is yet to be conceptualized is a Tupperware review podcast. The host of the podcast, they just cook food. On Sunday, they put into a different type of Tupperware that week. And then by the end of the week, the next episode, the next Sunday, they review how their food tasted. And if it was fresh or not. I think it'd be a better podcast. This has been Leia Players. Thank you so much.
Did you ever burp or fart into something that's sealable and seal it, and then you open it back up later and it still smells like that?
Well, stay tuned. No, I haven't.
It works. We'll be right back. We're back. We're back. And we're zipped. And we're locked.
We're fresh.
And we're fresh.
We're fresh, baby.
In this segment, we're talking who uses these Ziploc bags. We do. Who else do?
So, you got moms out there trying to get the best mileage out of their cooking.
Yeah.
Their grocery buck.
Absolutely. I got to go off that immediately because Ziploc agrees with you.
Go off, King.
Am I a go off, King?
Sure.
Sweet. Ziploc agrees with you that is the main people that they're selling to.
Yeah.
Ziploc created 2 ad campaigns from my research. One was called The Tough Mother, where they took moms and ran them through an obstacle course that involved mud.
I was about to say there's a dumbass obstacle thing
Tough
called
Mudder.
Tough Mudder.
It was in conjunction with that. I had never heard of that.
Tough Mudder.
Is that just people go through a muddy obstacle course?
Yeah, it's just like you're working out, but you're covered in mud.
Okay.
It's really good.
All right. Well, they put some moms through that. The idea being like
Through
it's
the
hard
slap.
to stay clean, and that somehow that was the thing.
Huh.
But then they also did an ad campaign. There was also a quiz on their website, but it is defunct. I was so fucking excited when I saw it, but you can't access it anymore. That was the "Is Your Child a Little Beast" quiz. They wanted moms to take this quiz on their website to determine if their child is a little beast. But then they parlayed that into a second ad campaign, and I just have found like some of Ziploc's from their website, their rhetoric about children, and some of the behaviors that children have. So I'll read the ad copy first. This is from Ziploc's website. "There's no two ways about it. Kids are greedy party guests. No matter how many snacks and activities you put out, they'll tear right through them, and then they'll tear right through your house."
Little shits.
Little monsters. Here are some of the things that some of the Little Beast ad campaign would focus on. Here are qualities that Ziploc wants moms to know that they think about their own kids.
Okay.
They're impatient. They move slowly. Their shoes are untied. You can't go out to dinner with them. They get in trouble at school. You have to potty train them. Disgusting.
Real quick.
They won't go to sleep, and they're sneaky.
They're sneaky.
They're sneaky little monsters. So buy our bags.
And I feel like there's probably a decent Venn diagram here between them and people who went to school next to a plastic factory. Moving on.
I'm not sneaky.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right, actually. I am. I am. Was that what you were going to say real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Venn diagram.
Kids,
Sneaky little monsters.
Little monsters.
Plastic factories.
Plastic factory.
And of
mutants.
course, kids who grew up drinking Ziploc breast milk.
Yeah. But why does that translate into needing a sealable plastic bag?
It's because your life is so hard dealing with these demons that wouldn't it be nice to just unzip a bag of Cheerios and throw it in their face and shut them the fuck up once in a while? Get them to stop gnawing on animal carcasses and...
Yeah, right. It's like, Mom, this food isn't fresh. We're going to be more sneaky. And more monstrous until we get fresh finger foods thrown at us.
I think that's all I got research-wise.
I'd take umbrage with that. I wasn't such a child. I was a little angel.
Were you patient?
I was very patient.
Did you move quickly?
No. I didn't move quick to
that's
anything.
one against you. Were your shoes tied?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Slip-ons.
Okay. Counts. Were you good to go out to dinner with?
Oh, I was, yeah.
Little angel with your knife and your fork?
Oh, a little bib.
And you cleaned your whole plate.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Did you get in
it's-
trouble at school? You couldn't because you were homeschooled.
Well, I burned the school down this one time.
That's
Nah,
a big
that's
number, too. Did they have to potty train you at some point? Disgusting.
No, I came out of the womb and I was like, "Excuse me, can you direct me to the lavatory?"
Do you have this week's issue of Newsweek?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did you sleep?
I think so. Yeah, I slept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you sneaky?
No.
Okay. Pretty good
No.
kid. Pretty good kid.
Yeah, I mean, I specifically remember my mom telling me later in life, "I never even needed Ziploc bags with you. You were such a good kid." So, she slipped through the marketing net of Ziploc Incorporated.
That's lucky for her. I do wonder if you asked her, though, "Hey, did you think of me as a little monster and or beast?" I bet she'd say yes.
Maybe.
Because that's what all children are.
Oh, give me a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna burp do it.
I only brought the one. I really should have brought the whole box down because, I mean, even us just sitting here, we're thinking of so many things we wish we had them for. Here in a simple podcast, the number of uses for it. So who uses Ziploc bags? Podcasters do. Simple,
Moms,
podcasters, pops, mom and pop podcasters.
Mm-hmm. Drug dealers, of course.
Yeah. Drug dealer podcasters.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Off the top of your head here, what's a unorthodox application for a Ziploc bag? What type of person uses a Ziploc bag on a daily basis that you wouldn't even suspect needed to keep things fresh other than
I don't know if this is on
Cheerios.
a daily basis. Cheerios, the main thing that gets put in Ziploc bags, by the way. I don't know if this is daily basis, but a priest could put the little
wafers?
The sacrament. Is only the wafers sacrament, or is wafers and the wine both together are the sacrament?
Yeah. It's the body and the blood
Well, I knew that.
of Jesus.
So you could put you could put Jesus' body in the bag, zip it up, keep them crisp. Are they crisp? I never had one.
Yeah, they're pretty crisp. Well, sometimes, I mean, it's a pretty utilitarian application for a wafer. You're not eating them for pleasure. You're eating them to be reminded of the sacrifice of
Doesn't
the
mean
crucifixion.
they can't have a little crunch.
Do we need to start a wafer company? Hey, we know every other Sunday you need to be reminded of the sacrifice made for you, the body and the blood of Christ. But shouldn't it have a little bit of crunch, a little bit of tang to it, a little bit of flavor?
The commercial is like priests and nuns, and they're like skateboarding and stuff, and then they're going, and it's just like cool, like backbeat. There's priests and nuns. Just like,
And then there's it starts with a black and white dramatization of a nun eating a wafer and just being like, mealy wafers.
tired of mealy wafer sacrament.
It's what Jesus wants you to eat.
Yeah, it ends with Jesus having one, and he's like, even I like it.
Yeah. Hey, this is worth getting crucified if you ask me. These are delicious. Cool ranch flavor.
Every time I eat one, I get smaller, but hey.
And we're just sitting on billions here.
Yeah,
We're just sitting on a $1 billion idea.
and no lawsuits from that, right? Could the Pope get us?
Fuck a pope.
Fuck a Pope.
What's that bald chick that tore up his paper on SNL and destroyed her whole life?
I know her name. Do you want me to tell you? I feel like you could get it. Picture SNL. I'll start you
name.
from the beginning of the episode.
Give me the setup.
It's Saturday Night Live. Chevy Chase, Bobby Moynihan, Kristen Wiig, musical guest,
Daphne Farkas.
Daphne Farkas,
Who was it?
and your host, the Pope.
That's why it went so bad for her? Because the post was a fucking pope?
Yeah, he was mad. He didn't do the rest of the sketches.
Also, they served him shitty wafers probably too. Put him in a bad mood.
Yeah. You know what he would have loved. Sinead O'Connor is the
Sinead
bald.
O'Connor. Who can remember that fucking name?
Me, right now.
Touche. So, your answer was Catholics.
Yeah, they could put
Use
the
Ziploc
wafers in the Ziploc bags. What is your answer? Who that we don't consider uses the Ziploc bag?
Well, here's one. What's something that can't get wet, right? They don't want it to get wet. They put it in a Ziploc bag. In their pocket.
Bread.
Who puts bread into a Ziploc? That's food. We're past that.
I was just thinking of things that you can't get wet. The Wicked Witch of the West, you cannot get wet.
So you're saying she probably used a Ziploc full body suit?
Yeah. If I was her, I would have slept in one. Just leave a little, have like a straw sticking out of it.
The Fresh Witch of Bel Air. She's fresh because it's Ziploc.
Oh, keep my witch's name.
A solid ding.
I'll take it as I'm about to be sued and slapped by.
Well, we're still in the
Mr.
black
Will Smith.
at this point.
Yeah, are we in the t-shirt black right now?
We need a t-shirt lawsuit accountant.
Oh well, it's yeah.
Not a barley accountant. T-shirt lawsuit, balance the books.
Yeah, and well, I was gonna suggest that we pay them with t-shirts, but that's gonna throw their numbers off completely.
Do accountants figure in their pay for the shit that they account for?
Yeah, you think they do it for free?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to.
That's blowing my
Be like,
mind.
all right, here's everything they made, minus this part for me, and here's everything else.
You're like, man, minus this part too for me. Well,
and
here's your
minus
books.
this t-shirt, I like that one.
Yeah.
By the way,
Fraudsters.
t-shirt, priest skateboarding. He's mid
And
crunch.
he's doing a wafer.
He's doing a wafer and he's doing a kickflip.
I like it.
But he's got the thing on.
We're swimming in t-shirt ideas.
Swimming. Get on in, the water's fine.
I'll bet scuba divers use Ziploc bags. Put their phone in there. They don't want to leave it on the boat because their girlfriend might look at their text messages. And
Yeah. She's like, have you been texting a coral reef?
Yeah. Do adulterers use Ziploc bags?
Oh. Yeah. They use it to capture the smell of the perfume of their liaison.
And then they suck it intimately
Yeah.
to seal the flavor in? Okay.
So yeah, priests and adulterers. Those are the two. Now, we have a brand new segment this week.
What?
Very exciting.
A new segment?
A new segment.
What do we got?
You are a big fan of Aaron Sorkin's The West Wing.
Hell of the show.
I've seen one episode of The West Wing, like kind of out of context, but I've seen a lot of his other work. Fan of his writing. And I just thought to myself, I wonder if...
Studio 60 is great. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I thought to myself, I wonder if Aaron Sorkin ever wrote about Ziploc bags.
At some point, surely.
He did. I found a transcript from an episode of The West Wing. Don't remember which episode it was. I believe it's in season 1. And it specifically mentions Ziploc bags. And so I just thought it would be fun if you and I read this scene. Bust out our acting chops a little bit.
Okay.
When you and I are doing this, anytime we have a theme where I can find good Aaron Sorkin material that relates to it, I think we'll just do a little theater. And when we do it, we call it Sorkin It. And this week's Sorkin It is a scene between a character named Josh and a character named Mandy. And I would like to essay the role of Josh, if that's all right with you.
Sure.
And we're just going to have to split this between us, because I could only print out one. Okay, we're back after a moment of...
Pure rage.
Yeah.
Really.
In case it didn't translate correctly, Jay struck the aggressive snowman sidekick, which crashed into our video village, whatever you want to call it, which is funny because I had planned to do the same exact thing in the third segment, but
beat you to it.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that your rage at it exceeded my own. I really hated that fucking thing, and I'm glad it's dead.
He was a shit guest.
Yeah,
there's no doubt.
Just like really aggressive towards me in particular for no reason.
Yeah,
I literally had not said shit. But anyway, let's.
It's time.
It's time. We're gonna be sorking it, and I'm gonna say the role of Josh. And this is.
Should we be walking down a hallway?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna do the walk and talk.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Is that better?
That is better. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorking it. What did you bring me?
What?
I want my present.
Yeah. It's a picture I found.
Oh, it's a picture of you and me, and someone's drawn all over my face with magic marker.
That was me.
Ah.
During my period of hating you.
Well, that could have been pretty much any time, couldn't it?
Sure. This was taken the night we met. At that seafood place by the Democratic Leadership Conference.
Oh, look at that.
You couldn't stop staring at me.
Well, you were wearing quite the ensemble that night, Madeline.
I don't think it was a wardrobe you were staring at there, Lucky.
You're right, though. It wasn't your getup I was staring at.
Oh, no?
No, it was your entree.
My salmon?
It was a very generous portion. I was wondering if you'd be able to finish the whole thing in between all your cutting remarks. I thought they were going to have to bring you a Ziploc bag to take the rest home with you.
They would have had to give me quite a few with those portions.
Actually, Ziploc has a 2-gallon bag. They're 13 inch by 15 5/8 inches, and each bag locks out freezer burn while keeping food fresh and full of taste. Less freezer burn means less wasted food and money. Plus, these tough, durable bags feature their smart Zip Plus seal, which lets you feel, hear, and see the bag close from edge to edge, so you can feel confident your food is protected from freezer burn.
And here I thought it was you being fresh. Turns out it was Ziploc, keeping my leftovers fresh and my mind at ease. Are they perfect for freezing meat, poultry, fish, and more?
They are, and also for helping preserve the original flavor of soup, gravies, and other liquids.
I bet you wish we could put the president's brain in the Ziploc bag so we could preserve the original flavor of the speech he gave this morning.
You said a mouthful there.
You guys are doing okay, Josh.
Bring, 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 bring. Yeah? Yeah. They found a job for me.
I'll see you next week.
Listen, you're not going to be this nice to me when we're working together, right?
Not a chance.
That's what I thought.
Cut. Thank you. That was sorking it.
That was sorking it. That's what we do when we're sorking it. And now we'll be right back. Yes. Segment 3. Ziploc bags. Why?
Why Ziplocs? Why?
And this episode, we have an answer to why direct from the company whenever we're ready for it. So we could speculate first.
So it's kind of like a throw in the towel situation? Which I don't think is going to happen. It's pretty obvious. Why?
Never throw in the towel. But no, more of a, we can say why. But when can we ever get it straight from the horse's mouth? And in this episode, we can't.
Quite rarely.
We can't go to sarcasm.com and the fact section.
True.
Wouldn't believe a word they said on there if we did.
I mean, you don't want to get the straight dope from sarcasm.com. You want them to be sarcastic.
Yeah.
Or else clearly they don't know a damn thing about it.
Yeah.
Unlike pedophiles.
We know everything there is to know about it after last week's episode.
That's right.
And so do our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hear it from the horse's mouth now, or you want to save that?
Let's save it.
Okay.
Let's save that.
Great.
Why?
So, why Ziploc?
Why Ziploc?
Yeah. Why do we want to save things? And what is fresh?
There are some things that can be too fresh. Tomatoes, apples. Maybe not apples. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm full of shit on that one.
I was going to call you on that.
Tomatoes for sure.
Tomatoes can be too fresh. I'm not a tomato guy, really. So what's too fresh tomato?
Warming up to it.
It's even more a slimy nothing?
It's quite less to the point where it's not very good. It's too firm. It's too tangy. It's green. It don't taste like a tomato. It just don't until it's a ripe tomato. And banana's another one. You know?
You don't want to eat those when they're green.
No.
Or, for me, ever. Except for half of one every couple of years.
We've touched on this.
Yeah. This was always going to be a food-heavy episode. Just, that's inevitable.
Yeah.
Is that basic? Are we basic? Fuck
No. I haven't been basic for a single second of my life.
Definitely not. So why Ziploc? Why do we, as non-basics, Ziploc? Because I want to eat more cheese later.
Because I want more red onion.
Yeah. I want some intimacy.
How many things just around your house can you look at and just be like, I'm going to suck air out of that intimately? Not many things. You know? Maybe your house is different from mine, but...
I could list them all day. If I wanted to.
It's like some fucking fetish, a sucker. Oh, like oil. No, I just like to suck air out of things. Anything, really.
That's why I have so many bike tires in my house.
Hey, Zach, what's this cheese in these Ziploc bags? Hey, why do you have all these bike tires? Nothing.
Why do you have all these pool rafts? You don't have a pool.
What are you floating in? There's nothing. They're just full of air. I don't get that. What? What do you like, air?
Oh, those are ones I'm still working on.
Zach, what are all these blow-up dolls in your closet? It's not what you think. They were out of rafts. It's not what you think.
No, they sold them to me inflated. When I was a freshman in college, some friends of mine bought a blow-up doll for another friend of ours.
Bro, it's so fucking cool.
I know, yeah. But they bought it for him as a gag gift. And he was like, oh, come on. And then, like, obviously later he almost certainly used it. But
Suck the air
on
right
the night
out.
where he got it, it was like, oh, guys, come on. And so we all blew it up. I helped. Against my instincts, I put air into a thing. Hated it. So anyway, then we have this inflated blow-up doll.
Sure.
And there was like a little rec center room or whatever down on the first floor of the dorm where it's like pool tables and stuff. And so the guys were like, oh, we're going to go play pool. And I was like, okay, cool. I will come with you. And I went down and just sat on a bench and watched them play pool, and I had my arm around the blow-up doll. I was just sitting with it. And every once in a while I'd like whisper into its ear or whatever.
Lonely.
Just hanging out. And then months later, after my hilarious blow-up doll bit, I was walking in the dark back to the dorm, and I heard somebody from the shadows be like, fuck New Jersey. And I was like, yeah, fuck New Jersey, just to, be part of the world. And I heard back, go fuck your blow-up doll. And I was like,
Do they know?
They didn't get my bit.
They didn't get my bit.
They thought I really thought it was my friend.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with that.
You gotta be careful. People in college don't always get great, hilarious jokes.
Right. Well, really just blow-up dolls in general of any flavor, or you can lose a handle on them.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they're full of helium and they're floating up out of your seedy little room.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to blow one of those up with helium. Hey, my girlfriend's on the ceiling. Come help.
Oh no, I lost my blow-up doll. Oh.
My character called it his girlfriend, by the way.
Oh man, now I want to do that. Get somebody a blow-up doll, but fill it with helium.
Now that's a good gag gift.
That's a T-shirt idea too. It's a blow-up doll on a string like a balloon. Little kid has it.
That is good. That's a great one, yeah.
We're gonna sell so many T-shirts.
Mm-hmm. As soon as we can get the printing sorted out.
Yeah.
Why Ziploc?
Filling Ziplocs with helium.
Oh, would it work?
Party store was closed, but maybe you just had some helium on hand and it's your kid's birthday.
Yeah.
Ziploc bags for balloons. Fill them with helium.
For your little monster beast.
Mm.
Greedy little sneaky little beasts.
So, I mean, I think we were onto something there with like the why do you want something fresh?
Yeah.
Because there are things that you want less fresh, like cheese and wine.
Yeah.
Beef. They have to age beef or else it tastes really fucking weird.
Really?
Yeah. All beef, yeah.
I did not know that. How long do they age it for?
I don't know. I think it's like a month. But it tastes like sweet grass or some shit when you eat it. Otherwise, it doesn't taste like beef at all. So if you put fresh beef into a Ziploc bag, it would not taste like beef.
It tastes like grass.
Yeah. If you put it into a Ziploc bag with helium,
it would taste like grass that makes your voice sound funny.
Yeah.
I heard once that there's a helium shortage. That, like, we're running out of helium on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
I mean,
weird.
Of the problems that future generations are going to have, not being able to go, not high on the list, but it is a shame.
Well, I'm sorry to harp on balloons, but it is fitting that going into the future. It's just going to be a bunch of people with balloons dragging on the floor. It just mirrors the decline.
Yeah, that's a real Mad Max.
I'm really stuck on helium balloons. I'm sorry.
I feel like that might be its own episode. I think we're discovering that balloons.
Yeah, or helium as an episode.
Yeah. Helium, comma, balloons, comma, breast milk. Could the human brain be preserved in a Ziploc bag? That's not why, but maybe if it can, then one day we'll learn the answer. The thing is, we're gonna learn the answer. I have it written down here, so this is all we can do whatever the fuck we want.
This is what's called an appeal to authority. Okay, you just assume that Ziploc knows why Ziploc.
Oh, I think when you hear it.
What if it's? I mean, it's a biased view. They're trying to sell Ziplocs. So,
But wouldn't they also know the most about it of anyone?
Yeah. But weight that knowledge that they have against people who are using Ziploc bags. Maybe they would have a better understanding with their smaller amount of knowledge, but it's more weighted towards the fuck is it good for? Why? Why Ziploc?
Ziploc bags. Huh. What are they good for? Absolutely for storing food, small objects, pills.
Ziploc bags. Huh. What is it good for? Absolutely fresh.
I did also, sometimes this segment 3 is about like the history of a thing, and I looked up the history of Ziploc bag. I wrote it all down, and by the end of writing it down, I was like, this shit is boring. No.
John M. Ziploc created bags to store his wife's breast milk in, and the rest is history. Sorry. Go.
Well, no, he came to find out not good for that. A guy named Borg Madsen, Dutch fella.
It really is just too boring.
Oh my
huh?
god! Yeah, it's really a lot of subsidiaries and acquisitions and mergers. It would be very interesting if this was a "How did it get made?" podcast. But this is not that. This is not how Ziploc. This is why Ziploc.
Let's examine a different period of time once again. Who do you think, in any period in history, would most wish that they had a Ziploc bag on hand? The guys at Chernobyl could have contained it.
Get some of that ooze in there.
Yeah.
Don't get intimate with it. That used to be, is like, did you grow up near a nuclear power plant? That used to be a joke of like a person is stupid. But now it's, what'd you drink? Breast milk out of a Ziploc bag? Or grow up next to a plastic factory?
I'm going to start saying that. What, did you drink breast milk out of a Ziploc bag? No.
Who in all of time would want the Ziploc bag the most? That isn't moms.
Yeah.
This is a fun podcast where we have our audience wait for us to find it. We're getting there.
Give me a damn second.
Yeah, we're getting there. You know when we get there, it's going to be great. So let's just...
You can't laugh the entire time. Just take this opportunity to...
Be on the ride with us.
Relax. I guess you could say Robinson Crusoe. You know, they wish all their food was in Ziploc bags, so it lasted longer.
Didn't they find mangoes and coconuts to eat on the island?
Yeah, but they had to eat them as soon as they bit into them. They could have just put it into a fucking Ziploc bag.
Yeah. I mean, I think it still needs to be in a refrigerator.
It'll still do a bit of
It'll
extra
do a
protection
It'll do a
aside
bit.
from that.
But the Ziploc bag really owes a lot to the refrigerator.
Interesting. So, if for refrigerators exist, why Ziploc?
Yeah.
Why do they persist? Well, refrigeration was first, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want other shit. I don't want my leftover pizza to taste like onions. So that's...
You can't just take all the food from your counter and put it right on the shelf of the fridge. You need a little thing to put it in. Because otherwise you reach in for cheese and you put out onion.
Well, what about a bowl with just saran wrap over the top?
And all your food goes in the bowl.
Well, your separate food items.
Every food item has its own bowl.
As it would its own Ziploc. But you're just paying for, you already have the bowls. You're paying for extra saran wrap.
Yeah. What is a Ziploc bag but 2 pieces of saran wrap?
Exactly.
With a zipper on it.
Is a zipper essential? Is it non-negotiable? Because people still use saran wrap every single day.
That's true. And what they do is they zip it with their own fingers.
They don't have to suck shit out of it.
They don't have to.
Which for you would be a con. Yeah. Can't put breast milk in it without zipper.
Saran wrap.
Yeah, it would just flow out of the saran wrap.
Yeah, it would go right off of it. So, is the ultimate use of a Ziploc bag breast milk?
Which you can't
Which you can't.
store in a Ziploc bag, or else you get terrible results.
Are we discovering, for the first time ever, that our question of why there is no answer, and motherfuck a Ziploc bag. They suck. We don't have... Well, you're a father of 3 little beast monster, sneaky, greedy, Cheerio mongers. So you need them. I need them because of the intimacy that I get from them. So...
What about your rafts and blow-up dolls and bike tires? Is that not enough for you?
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Okay.
I just realized why Ziplocs. I was about to put Ziplocs in the
drawer?
The drawer, which is what we do when we don't like a theme. It goes in the drawer. But Ziplocs was almost about to be the first one in the drawer.
Almost.
And you don't want to be in there.
No.
It's hell in there. It was almost, but I now know why. And I'm gonna
don't.
I'm gonna take this moment and I'm gonna say why, and then I'm gonna tell you why.
Ziploc
why
thinks they're
Ziploc
right?
says why.
Yeah.
You need Y Ziplocs for your 3 greedy, sneaky monster beasts.
I fucking hate them.
I need it to be intimate and suck the air out of it. The reason we need Ziploc bags, Jay, is love. And here's what Ziploc has to say about it. When it comes down to it, we think our bags and containers are a license for creativity and some of a parent's best tools for making life better and more fun. More than a way to keep food fresh, they're an invitation to get creative again and again as you organize your life and send food on the go. It also is for food. So as you stay organized from snack time to study time, remember that the Ziploc brand has your family in mind. With a little imagination, your easiest year yet is in the bag. Your easiest year yet. I don't know what year it is.
I just can't picture the person that wrote that finishing writing it and then not go. Yeah. Just not do that. Like they finish, they save.
Yeah. Home by noon today.
I'm out.
And yeah, they zip up the rest of
See you
what
on
they
Monday.
snorted.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. It's just what? Creativity?
Creativity, imagination, your easiest year yet, your family is in mind. Ziploc bag. Wow.
You can't put a year in a bag.
Nope. You could put a
Ziploc.
calendar in a bag.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Got me.
Yeah. Jay, we've reached the end.
Well, I learned a lot of useless shit,
Yeah?
personally.
Yeah.
Wasn't a complete waste,
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
I feel pretty good about ending here. There's really only one thing left to do. Well, there's 3 things left to do. Tagline plugs, and then the other thing.
Okay.
And the final thing is let's determine, can Ziploc bag preserve hilarious material? So let's reach in and read my folded up joke. And, oh.
What is it? What? 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 That's not funny.
Well,
Debunked.
I got an EP.
I got a book.
They're right there. Maybe this episode sucked.
Maybe the next one won't. Got my fingers crossed. Fuck Ziploc, man.
Metafiles.